Welcome back to this Lenten devotional series based on Mark's Gospel. For day 30, we'll read Mark 14:10 through 11, and then verses 17 through 21. Then Judas Iscariot, who was one of the 12, went to the chief priests to betray him to them. And when they heard it, they were glad and promised to give him money. And he sought an opportunity to betray him. And picking up at verse 17. And when it was evening, he came to the 12. And as they were reclining at table and eating, Jesus said, "Truly I say to you, one of you will betray me, one who is eating with me." They began to be sorrowful and to say to him one after another, "Is it I?" He said to them, "It is one of the 12, one who is dipping bread into the dish with me. For the Son of Man goes as it is written of him, but woe to that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It would have been better for that man if he had not been born." This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Given the crazy politics and culture wars these days, every year at Thanksgiving, people worry about how they will get along with everyone who's gathering. What if so-and-so says something crazy? How will we respond? There must have been some version of that in Jesus' day too. And when Jesus and his disciples gathered in the upper room for their feast, the surprise was that the so-and-so whose words would rock them was Jesus himself. "One of you will betray me." And we think the pause at our Thanksgiving meals is awkward. And it only got more awkward when they all began to ask him, "Am I the betrayer?" Jesus was right on the mark. About the same time the feast was being prepared, Judas was going to the chief priest's crew to tell them that he would betray Jesus. What an ironic twist. One of Jesus' own inner circle made their day. When Jesus spoke, Judas must have been thinking, how'd he know? And the other 11 were spooked enough by this that they asked, "Am I the one?" Hopefully betrayal had never crossed their minds, but they had tripped up enough following Jesus that they had to ask. One thing that persuades me about the truth of the gospel story is that no one cleaned it up. All through the gospel, we've seen the disciples complete with their warts. We just didn't know how ugly it could be. It would have been so easy for Mark and the other gospels to have left out the ugliest parts. But thank God they didn't. It speaks to the truth of the story and to the story's great good news that Jesus knew exactly what sort of people he came to save. He didn't pick the kind of people who really didn't need much saving so that together they could save those who did. His whole team needed saving as much or more than anyone else. We all wish the Gospels told us about Judas' motives. How could he do that? We don't know, but maybe it was something akin to what made the other disciples ask, "Is it I?" Or what makes us, when we read this story, wonder how we might have betrayed him ourselves. Jesus came to die for people of huge failings and even betrayals. People like Judas and the other disciples, people like you and me. And that's why we have a place at his table. Here are a couple of questions to ponder as you look back over these verses. During this Lenten season, you will surely come to the Lord's table. Pause now and ask the Lord and yourself what's in you that's at cross purposes with him. What would you say to him about that? If this is the nature of the people at the table, what does that say about our witness in the world? God bless you.